Welcome to the Nameless Voices podcast. This is episode number 48, because clearly we don't have anything better to do on a Friday evening.
When do we ever?
Exactly. My name is Nanashi. I'll be your host for this evening, and I apologize for whatever this show is going to be. Joining me tonight is a menagerie of gaggle flux and card floppers. Right at the top of the list, he is the TCG slut AI Nister.
I am so ready to go galactic with the new Dark Matter support.
Cool. We have our traditional Yugi memer, Connor Lockhart.
What if I told you that Viz Media are releasing their own version of Steel Ball Run in 2025?
Wonderful. We have our wild child lone.
Minecraft.
Yes, that's definitely funny. Minecraft.
Yes, it's on screen.
We have our silent partner, Rom, now rocking the Punk Dragon Bean skin.
He's a bean.
Will be.
We have our living shitpost, Raven.
Listen. Okay. You say living shitpost, but as stated like last podcast, I'm feeling like a depresso post at this rate.
You might as well just take the title and run with it.
Given how much stuff you have on, Raven, doesn't help her case.
Not really. We have every card game player's worst nightmare by name, Tim Brick.
I think that there won't be the only TCG stuck here now, as there's a new one coming
Oh,
soon.
wonderful. You're just going to
God
spud it
damn
up.
it.
And just like that, we got a show title.
We got two sluts, one podcast.
Oh,
There's your show
God.
title.
Oh, God. Yeah. And we have our electronic cheese wedge, Zivith.
I will turn everyone into photogens, and I won't stop until everyone is one.
Yes.
Zivif, why is there a video on YouTube called ASMR Protogen Aggressively Eats Your Ear? What have you been up to?
What the
I
fuck?
can't answer that.
Damn. He's pleading the fifth. Cringe.
Yeah, well, I guess that means we just don't have to worry about it until we have to worry about it.
Don't
All
worry.
right, so first things first, how's everyone doing?
I'm doing great.
Good, and you?
Alright.
Doing okay.
Didn't have that great birthday? Had a shit night of locals? Made up for it with a cathartic round of playing Gen X on EDO Pro. How you doing?
I had surgery done on me recently.
Really? You okay?
It was about my arm again. I went to the doctor and they offered to do surgery on it while I was there. Same day surgery.
Huh, that's
So I
rare.
need surgery, and it says, yeah.
Must have been a slow
Offer
day.
$30.
I'm gonna say I'll be like decent this month. Then as soon as the December podcast rolls around, I'm gonna be even more depresso post because the assholes in Ori server will want me to stream and play the Grinch for the PS1.
Oh.
Make sure you record that for YouTube, Raven.
Please do.
Do you think I have the record? I don't have the recording functions or tech. Someone else is gonna have to do it.
Okay, to make sure
I-
FA is
I-
better.
Fatal Frame and Halloween. Cool.
Listen. I need someone to not only record the footage and me raging, no doubt, but someone who knows their way around editing software. I've never
All I
used
can say
it,
is
so
that the wrestling world is cooking.
Yeah, it'll most likely be FA doing that.
Yeah.
because I've never touched editing software. So if you try to leave me to my own device there, you're going to either get nothing but autistic nonsense from my autistic monkey brain, or you're gonna be like, or it's gonna be like trying to get a boomer to like function a cell phone.
You literally just
Either
described
way.
both
I mean-
halves of. You literally just described both halves of the content creator community. What the fuck are you on?
Yeah. Raven, you're gonna be the next
Yeah.
Vanos.
No. Oh. What do you mean next one? No one can replace that man.
Yeah.
At this rate, it's like he's trying to get himself canceled, but he can't.
Yeah, at this rate, YouTubers are dying left and right, and then here's Vanos and Markiplier doing fine.
And then
I remember,
McNasty
like,
over there in the far corner saying the most egregious shit imaginable, and he still has his channel.
It's like that, that Spider-Man meme where the depressed Spider-Man walks through like a battlefield.
Yeah.
That's
I
like,
feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
this
that's
in
like
a
Thanos
long
and
time.
Markiplier and Super
Listen, the YouTube community has some set standards. If you own up to dark humor and edgy jokes, you're not gonna be canceled.
Mm-hmm.
But if you pull a Mini Lad or a Mr. Beast, then yeah, you're fucked on sight.
Mr. Breast, may he rest.
Mr. Fake.
To be playing on you tonight.
All right, let's get started on the actual show. First off, of course, I need to do the obligatory ad. We are sponsored by BearClawsWorld.com, a brand new coloring book adventure. 52 pages of hand-drawn coloring book fun, all themed in medieval D&D style artwork. Available on Amazon for $20. Link in the description. Now, I got a bunch of
Can I
articles.
draw a dick and balls on the bard though?
And welcome to the Raid Shadow Legends podcast.
Yeah. All right,
No,
so
that's next week.
all right, so we got a bunch of articles here. I'm just going to try and go through them quickly and effortlessly because we're going to start out with pain and hopefully we'll end with some gain. First off, we all heard about the PS5 Pro announced, where it's $700, sold separately disc tray and stand, and the improvements are negligible. You're looking at like a 2080s worth of visual equivalency out of a computer, basically.
And barely a game to make it worth it.
You know, they used to
Hey,
make the,
yeah.
they used to make the meme of PS3 has no games.
And
Yeah, it's
PS5
like the
does now.
PS3 all over again.
Thank you,
At least
Sony,
the
for
PS
this money scam.
Yeah.
You did
But
learn.
at least the PS3 now actually has games, unlike the PS5.
The PS5 has a couple of decent games. They're not bad, but
But
yeah.
the
gonna
PS3
get
has
Palworld.
amazing games.
Does now.
God,
Yeah. Never forget
remember-
Little Big Planet.
Oh.
remember when we memed about the appearance of the PS5, and one of them was like, "Oh, the PS5 looks like Kaiba's coat."
Looks
Now
like
you're adding extra. Now you're adding extra gadgets and whatnot to it, and it's like, yeah, this is Kaiba the console.
This is kind
it looks like a white high school binder that had too much homework in it.
Yeah, that's like
That and Kaiba's coat, and then you're just adding the fucking dual disc and all the other bullshit to it.
Yeah, it's like his recent design has like a bunch of unneeded tech around him.
Yeah, what else is new? So moving down the list, next up is the Flappy Bird relaunch, which turned out to just be a giant crypto scam.
Of course. The
unsurprising.
Mr. Krabs face.
Yeah. Not really much to say there.
Next
Excitement, then disappointment. Like Hank Hill singing, handshaking the president.
Oh.
Well, next up is kind of messed up because we got two Nintendo things to discuss. First off, they're suing Palworld for patent infringement, which is blatantly dumb.
As
Yeah,
like,
didn't they just recently get that patent license?
Yeah, apparently.
and that
Yeah,
pattern will
Oh
affect
shit, here
other
we go
games
again.
as well,
Ugh.
because it's gameplay mechanics, not art style or anything.
And
Okay,
they also...
but then Digimon has to sue Nintendo.
Yeah, realistically, if you look into it, there's a lot of stuff that Nintendo has stolen, technically, I guess you could say, from other games before it as well. So it's just going to go a million different directions at this point.
Yeah, it's like they're claiming they own the game mechanics of catching stuff in general,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so vaguely
Also,
designed that could also account for fishing.
Yeah.
Mounts is also another big one, so any vehicle will also count. And those were just the two most common ones said.
Mm-hmm. There's also the matter that... There's also...
Imagine that it... Oh, sorry to, interrupt. I was also going to say... imagine if that extended to something like the Chow Garden in Sonic Adventure 2.
The Pokemon Daycare.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I love getting hit by Nintendo when playing a Sega game. That'd be fun.
Exactly. And the worst part is it's gonna target past games as well. So
It's
stuff like, I don't know, Resident Evil
Speaking of
is gonna
which,
get hit for
that
or
brings me to the
remake
second topic. They're also they also bullied the Nintendo Switch emulator called Ryujinx to be shut down.
Oh, I did not know
God
that.
damn it.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a Hydra situation. If you kill one, two more pop up.
exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
There was
realistic-
another thing there was another thing Nintendo were doing where they're looking to like copyright strike people who are playing their games on like certain consoles,
Mhm.
and it's like, what the fuck? What are you
It-
They
doing?
also
They're
attacked
killing
Digimon.
themselves. They're shooting themselves in the foot with this. They're not going to go anywhere with this. All they're going to do is isolate their player base and make us go to other games.
I don't know what the ideology or like thought process for a lot of these game corporations are in 2024 at the moment. It's like you have all these opportunities to make as much money as possible because it's like you hate emulators, but you don't re-release old content onto your modern systems like
you,
other corporations have been doing.
do you want
like
our
the-
money? Do you want our money? That's what this boils down to.
So,
Y-
one thing
uh,
I do have to say, I think it'll probably be a good idea for Sony to just absorb Palworld, so Palworld could basically replace Pokemon at this cousin.
There was a
Sega do that.
Yeah.
There was a funny thing I saw where it was like,
The
oh,
gold-
Palworld can bypass, the whole like the Pokeball capture patent thing by changing their capture thing from like a round ball to like a cube or something. And someone replied with like the one fucking Pokeball ripoff from the Johnny Test episode
Yes.
where they're parodying Pokemon.
Yes.
Rick and Morty literally had a legit Pokeball in there.
Yeah, they straight up did a Pokemon battle in the middle of an episode involving Beth, I think it was. But
No, they did that several times.
oh yeah. Let me think. Oh, and the next one on the list, and this is actually kind of important. PayPal is changing their terms of service so that they can sell user data to merchants.
God damn it, Elon.
The good news is there's an easy way to fix it. All you have
Wow.
to do, if you have a normal user account, is go into Settings, Data and Privacy, Manage Shared Info, Personalized Shopping, and toggle it off. And thank you, Rom. That was very quick of you. So it's not impossible to toggle off. You got like till November to shut this off before it goes into effect.
I find it funny that he said "God damn it" because it reminds me of another video game-based thing that occurred. Someone once again on Twitter was like, "If Gay Ben dies, have Elon own Steam," and they got ratioed in the comments hard.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's like
Oh, boy.
Elon can barely handle Twitter and is making dumbass announcement about dumb changes that can't physically happen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'll get with major lawsuits. What
Yep.
do you think he's gonna do to Steam?
Let's remove the block button for whatever reason.
he's actually trying to redo the block button so that even if you block somebody, they can still see your posts. They just can't comment on them.
God,
Block
how?
button.
Yeah, so much for the block button then.
Or
Like there'd
something
be no
like that.
point.
Mute does the
You-
exact same thing.
You tried to do this though. You tried to do this, didn't he?
He's tried before.
do.
He's trying to find a way around it. Let's see.
You usually cannot do that though. You
Yeah.
cannot get rid of him.
And,
He's just salty because so many people have him blocked for some of the dumb shit he like enjoys or talks. That's why he made like the whole liked post privated
yeah.
because he kept getting ratioed and insulted on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
What a crybaby.
I just turned off my personalization shopping on my PayPal.
Cool. And
Thank you for telling me that. I would have never figured it out.
no problem, man. This is the kind of stuff I live for. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm like an uber elite person when it comes to internet, but while we may not have anything to hide, we have something to protect, and that's our data, our personal information, and having it taken and sold away is no different than stealing it from us. We have to defend ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I suggest you get NordVPN.
Or another one that actually doesn't blow.
That's the
Now-
only one I can't get around here.
Now, speaking of ad blocker, though, that gets us to our next topic, which is YouTube's changes. They've actually made some good and bad changes. First off is the bad one. They're trying to implement ads to play when your videos are paused.
I don't know
Which is-
why they're doing it, but
They're trying to get ad
It's
revenue. They're
stupid.
losing money.
I know they're trying to get ad revenue, but
It's
why
stupid.
this way though?
It's like during pause videos.
Yeah. And on top of that, they're also hyping up, well, not hyping up, increasing the production of shutting down unused accounts that haven't been touched in like 2 years because they're running so low on profit, they're starting to run out of room for accounts.
Wait, what happens if you don't post any videos on that account? Will it just delete it?
I guess. The details of this are really what's the word I'm looking for here? Really unclear, which is nothing new for YouTube. But now we can start bringing the topics up a little. So here's the things that YouTube has done that's kind of good. They've introduced a new thing called Hype, which is where you can vote to have videos you like put up on an easier-to-view leaderboard, which is what should happen.
I can see how it goes wrong with there.
They also implemented automatic dubbing, so you can generate translations on videos you make.
Oh, that would be perfect for me. I watch a bunch of anime.
Exactly. And they've introduced a gifting system like Jewels, which are similar to Twitch's Cheers. I assume this is for live streaming only, but it could apply to all videos. I don't know.
I mean, they do have the join membership thing, so...
So, now I don't know how many of you are aware of this show, and I'm probably showing my age by talking about it, but there was an animated series called Reboot made back in 1994. The first ever
Oh,
CGI
yeah,
TV
I've heard of
series.
it.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
I've
born
heard of-
during it, but I heard Reboot's really good.
Reboot is
Yeah,
getting
I've heard of it.
Sorry, go ahead.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
I will get you the episode links put into the Discord server from Gilded in a little
I'll
bit.
be right back.
You do that.
Okay.
They are getting a full digital remaster from the original D1 tapes, I believe they're called. And it is amazing because the quality on this is awesome. The voice actor for the villain Megabyte is legendary for how he speaks. Like, I cannot establish exactly how amazing it is to hear that they are doing this. And it's not like some big corporate thing. It's done by a group of private people. Now, on top of legacy TV shows, there's also the Transformers 40th anniversary movie, which appears to be referencing every single iteration and generation of Transformers in some way, shape, or form, including Beast Wars.
And some of the
nice.
Japanese exclusive things.
Wait, are you talking about Transformers 1?
Yeah, I'm
No.
talking. I'm talking all of them technically.
No, because I've heard some very iffy things about Transformers 1.
Dude, it was a show
Transformers-
50 years ago.
No, I thought you were talking about the movie, because there is like an animated movie that's set to release, is what I mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The 40th anniversary movie.
Well, here's the. Well,
Hold on. Let me clear up the confusion. The movie, the quote-unquote movie Nanashi is talking about is made by Studio Trigger. You can watch it on YouTube. It's like 3 minutes. And like he said, it's like references like almost every single Transformers media, from the original G1 to Victory to Beast Wars to Earthspark.
yeah,
I think
I'm talking about the one coming out in 2024.
that has been out since like sometime in September. That's what you're referring to, Raven. The Transformers 1 movie with Chris Hansen.
Yeah, that's what
No.
I've been talking about.
Yeah, it's not the one
Yeah.
I'm referencing. Sorry, I understand the confusion now.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
are
I
they
didn't-
named the same thing?
Who knows?
Yeah,
But-
and
but-
I've seen Transformers 1. It is great. And whoever says that like it doesn't like follow up like G1 or anything like that clearly doesn't know Transformers all too well.
Yeah. On the subject of online media, there's also the amazing digital Circus, which is revealing episode 3 in about 40 minutes.
Oh.
Let's watch together.
Unfortunately, I can't because we'd be copyright claimed into the dirt.
God.
Plus, I haven't seen it. Plus, I haven't seen episode 2, so
That's fine.
There They all. Speaking of that, I think did you have it on the thing? Yeah, did you have it on like the topics to discuss where they have like a Netflix slot now?
That was actually next.
Yeah, we do.
They are
Really?
adding themselves to Netflix, and they have already said that since they are privately funded, no changes will be made by Netflix themselves.
Yeah, I know immediately upon hearing the news that they're going to Netflix, a lot of people were worried that, typical Netflix showrunner behavior would happen. But no, they still have the full control. There's not going to be any needless changes unlike Avatar live action.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
I just hope it doesn't turn in another horror show and not in Murder Thrones 2.0.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
I
Now,
mean, when you
It's
think
not in a
about it,
disrespecting way, but Murder Thrones was just confusing at the end, and SMG4 goes too much in the direction of horror lately. Even
Yeah.
on
I
this
mean,
main
I mean,
channel.
in all honesty, even from like the pilot, there's hints of psychological horror, and I think that's going to be their main focus. Because you're
Yeah.
like, you put on a mysterious headset, you enter in this world, you're like always conscious, 24/7. You don't really, your physical body is like physically starving, and yet you feel nothing while in there.
Wait,
And
what
and
happened?
there are and as shown in the pilot, there's like obvious symptoms of insanity that lead to later bullshit down the line if you succumb to it.
yeah, we're not.
Yeah, but like I said, even on this main channel, it turns more into a horror show than into memes. Like Mr. Puzzles turns now into a complete psychopath.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna depend on the overall because, like they pointed out, this is only the third episode of like how many that are possibly going to come out.
We don't know.
Probably 8.
Just this one season, most likely.
Probably, but
I
as
mean-
far as the number
I mean,
of episodes
even
in
then,
the season is
so-
unclear.
Because so far they're like balancing the obvious like subtle psychological horror with like comedy to a degree.
And it's
So I
working.
don't really see any issues that they'll run into like they did with Murder Drones.
Have you seen the game theories of it?
Yeah, they're pretty good, all things considered. Not perfect, but good enough.
Yeah.
Now, there is one last random topic I wanted to bring up because it's kind of funny to me. Scientists have invented a robot that is piloted by a mushroom.
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah, so the bot itself looks like a squid or a starfish. The reason they did this is because mushrooms respond to light and drop electrical impulses into the robot body to make it move and analyze things. The idea is that this would be an agricultural bot that could potentially monitor soil or detect chemicals in the general environment, which would draw its attention away from what its actual task is. It makes it so that people don't have to get into toxic or dangerous environments.
The funny thing is that I can
Watch
see
laws,
as the next...
laws get in place where we're not allowed to eat mushrooms anymore because they are intelligent life now.
I was gonna
Mushrooms
say,
gonna
yeah.
roll.
I can see this turning into
Yo,
some sort of
Well, guys,
mechanical version of...
let Connor talk first, please. He's been trying to say this for a bit. Go ahead.
It's like, you know, The Last of Us, where the zombies are all caused by a form of mushroom possessing them.
Well, it's
Imagine
it's,
that, but it's...
the
Imagine
last.
that.
Raven, let the man talk.
Nice. Imagine that, but now they have robot bodies.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a joke, but it's also like the Last of Us. It's so weird because if the cordyceps ever got into that level, we would be fucked, given it is an IRL thing.
They're barely
Yeah.
able to survive as it is.
I actually haven't played The Last of Us or
Oh.
seen the show adaptation.
Going back a little bit, I imagine the mushrooms would be like the Terminator, but with a Mario mushroom head on it.
The Shroominator.
Listen, the
Okay.
Toads haven't been doing anything worthwhile. Peach needed to upgrade security for when Bowser came back,
Toad Rebellion.
Ah,
and that worked because Twitter's been shipping Bowser with Luigi. So it's like whatever.
wait, why? What do we
Because
do?
of one clip from the Mario movie trailer.
Yeah. Let's not get into that. We'll be here all day. But that was the last random news article I had that I thought would be fun to talk about. So now we can actually dip into card game news. First off, Raven, I'd like to hear news about Lorcana.
Hold on, did Zivif want to talk about wrestling, or
Oh,
were
right,
there
right,
no
of course.
updates?
Before we dive into the card games, we should definitely give Zivith a chance to talk real quick.
I was about to skip a whole section.
I'm sorry, my brain is distracted. I've been working on a million things
Yeah,
outside of card games.
I had the
frazzled.
double take because I'm used to Lorcana coming after the wrestling topics. I'm like, are there no updates? What's happening?
I am so sorry about that. Please, go right ahead, Ziv.
But before I talk about wrestling, I want to show something. One Piece, don't worry, it won't be any spoilers about the newest chapter. Just showing something, and I spoiler it so it can't be seen on the stream that we don't get copyrighted into the mud by Oda and via animations.
Fair enough.
And that is that potentially could be Loki, but we don't know yet.
All
The
right.
giant themselves just refers to Sun God, like he impersonates the Sun God when Luffy is the real one.
Oh,
which
I know what you're referencing. Yeah.
Yes, so people get the idea this giant must be Loki because he's the Prince of Prankster.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. And now, you wanted to say something?
No, I was just going to say, and we can't really talk much more about it because otherwise we'll enter spoiler territory.
Yeah. But I think this part is not really spoiler territory. The wrestling world is kind of cooking at the moment with Bad Blood being tomorrow. Sadly, we can't talk about it, what happened there, since it's tomorrow, which is a shame, since I like to talk about pay-per-views here a lot on the podcast. But let's talk what happened before that and what all led to it. And the main focus is again on the bloodline. Roman Reigns returned once again after he got a beatdown a couple of weeks ago after SummerSlam. And Solo Sikoa had the idea why they don't fight at Bad Blood in a tag team match. Him and Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Like, both didn't like the idea first, but somehow the bloodline provoked them enough that they both synced the contract for Bad Blood, and then we are both confused at each other that they doing an alliance. And following about that, we had an epic cinematic meeting between Cody and Roman, a segment, which was already a little teaser what can await us on Netflix in the future. Since WWE will be moving to Netflix next year on 1st January, leaving the network behind, and the plan is to shut the network down the upcoming year and move everything to Netflix over. The reason behind this is that the network is not really modern anymore, and people aren't really willing to pay a monthly extra sub when you already have to make so many subs nowadays, and they don't get enough money out of the network anymore. And also the server costs everything.
All right.
I mean, most people have Netflix, so it's not a loss. For me personally, I can use the Netflix of my parents, so win situation for me. And Pro 7 Max shows all pay-per-views one day later anyway, since they got also a contract with WWE now, which gives them. Before they just were allowed to show the weeklies in a shortened version, and now they can also show NXT and all pay-per-views.
Okay.
So I don't. Yeah, that's another reason why the network is not worth any more to keep.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Like, why would you pay $12 when you can watch it on free TV one day later?
Makes sense.
But back to Bad Blood. Another big main story for the pay-per-view will be CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre once again, round 3. This time they will meet in a Hell in a Cell match inside the cage, and which will be also the main event of the pay-per-view. And it was really gross what happened. CM Punk post the last pay-per-view and cheered on Raw when he won against McIntyre, but then McIntyre returned out of nowhere. And I think I talked about that last time already, what happened past the pay-per-view, where McIntyre made eat his bracelet. And since then the feud between them was really heating up, and this week on the last Raw before the pay-per-view, they had a face-off inside the cage to make the fans hot for the battle, and also for them to have a last fight with words, where they really were going on each other with words. Yeah, like how I describe it. Not really children friendly. And it is expected that CM Punk will win this feud. But it's all speculation, but it's most likely like how McIntyre was allowed to dominate. Since the wrestler who dominates the most will lose at pay-per-views most of the time. And also with CM Punk the babyface in the story.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the most important about Bad Blood, since it's just a B pay-per-view. The rest of the matches are just place filler and not really worth to talk about. But yeah, I wish I could more talk about it. Yeah, but yeah, we can't yet.
Well, thank you for that, man, and I appreciate you keeping it so concise. It makes the show flow a lot better when everyone works together to make these segments not take too long. And honestly, again, I want to get into wrestling, I just haven't had the time because of a lot of shit going on in my personal life that I cannot talk about here.
Yeah, I'm just personally not a fan of sports.
That's fair. I'm more of a sword fighting guy anyway, technically. Tennis as well, and technically volleyball, I guess. I used to play volleyball, so it's probably the reason why.
My sister currently plays volleyball. I think she's even on her way on the volleyball game right now.
One last thing I almost forgot. In the smartphone game WWE Champions, there was a collab with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh! Okay, that's random, but it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, like where you could get Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods as the Turtles to recruit, and then it got 2 out of 4.
Kind of reminds me of how Power Rangers had a crossover with Ryu from Street Fighter. It's kind of a nice crossover.
Yeah, the game already had 2 months ago a collab with Ozzy Osbourne where you could recruit them, and I have him, of course, because I'm such a metal fan. So he was a must-have, and he was free to play via a event available anyway. But yeah, that's what I wanted to drop.
Okay. Well, that's
I know
awesome.
I'm most likely the only one who plays the game here.
True, but at the same time, it is kind of interesting to hear what happens outside of that. So, appreciate you bringing that up. So, I guess we'll move on to the next topic then?
Yes, go ahead.
Alright, well, the next topic on the list would be diving into card games, starting with Lorcana. Raven, that's your department.
Yes. And we actually got a whole lot of news unlike last month, so that will be fun to go over. Alright. So the news on Lorcana has been more eventful this month as opposed to last month. And some funny things that happened that I may have accidentally predicted during last month's podcast. First and foremost, Just to go over, there are no tournament reports at the moment, unlike, the last prior months. But there is some news for new products, new cards/themes, a collab, funnily enough, as far as accessories go, and lastly, a new format that they introduced as of Set 6.
Oh boy.
So we're gonna go over them in order. Firstly, the new products, Set 6, aka Azurite C, and its respective starter decks have been shown and announced. Azurite C's story continues from Shimmering Skies and follows our heroes as they traverse the seas to find clues on just what the hell the next big plot will be. I'm not even joking when I say that there is an in-depth plot to Lorcana that just happens in the background. But but the video is in the Lorcana channel. Might have Nanashi pin that later, alongside the Word doc guide I have there too.
I just might.
But it's pretty interesting. But that all aside, we have some amazing reveals for the set and even funny strats in the starter decks. One of the starter decks, which is a Sapphire Emerald deck, contains two themes together. One of which I did tease one of which I did talk about was teased last month. That is the first theme for the Sapphire segment is the Rescue Rangers stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we got Rescue Rangers, and they're comprised of Sapphire Steel-based cards. All about... Well, the Sapphire part comes from Gadget, who synergizes stupidly well with the second theme announced. Oh boy, I didn't think they'd do it, but we got Big Hero 6, fellas.
Nice.
Let's go.
Soon we'll get Family Guy in there.
God, you wish.
Deadpool.
No, Family Guy is owned by Disney, by the way.
I forgot
Yeah,
about
it
that.
is, but I don't see that happening, not gonna lie.
I know.
Let me... But yeah, oh my god, can Discord stop being Discord on me? That'd be cool. That'd be fucking...
Probably
I
not.
just want to post the images.
There we go.
Well, that's one of the cards. That's like their song. Oh my... Okay, it didn't reset. Thank fuck. Let me see if I have them all sorted here. Yeah, that's one of the Big Hero 6, but as far as the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers stuff goes, I'll post them after this. But basically, the Chip and Dale stuff is, funnily enough, a Sapphire Amber deck focused on swarming with characters, and Chip and Dale themselves get bonus abilities when they're both on field together.
Makes sense.
Which is a nice little detail.
Hey, Reborn, you made it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, crap. I totally forgot.
Yeah, you made it late.
Well, don't worry about it, man. We didn't miss your segment yet, so you're still good. We're just talking about Lorcana right now.
Speaking of,
I
I
that was
cannot believe
two segments by
that
myself.
Hang on. What were you trying to say, Connor?
I cannot believe Fallout Boy are in Lorcana.
What?
Yeah, because Fallout Boy made the song they made the song Immortals, which is the song made for Big Hero 6.
Oh, that tracks.
That's their key song card. But basically, yeah, they're all about swarming with characters. Chip and Dale get bonus effects to get on field. And Nanashi's favorite furry, Gadget, is funnily enough a funny tech card for the Big Hero 6 stuff. Because the Big Hero 6 stuff is primarily Sapphire and Emerald, and they're all about, and they have a playstyle that revolves around inventors and items. One of the cards, as Rom showed early, Yokai, aka the villain, really fucking funny card. People have been debating on whether or not this will get errated or not, but Yokai reads, whenever this character quests, you may return one of your items to your hand, and in that turn you get to pay 2 less for the next item you play. Okay. So, you reduce the cost of any item, so you essentially are able to replay items either for free or for 2 less. So, people are like, Oh, so what you're saying is that I can take a card like Lucky Dime, bounce it, play it for 2 less of its 7, and proc its effect for free lore again. You know, that's fun.
Uh,
And you're a Sapphire, so
but-
you're just gonna ramp up ink real quick.
That too, but you know, speaking of things I predicted, you remember last month when I said that Zootopia 2 was announced, so therefore Lorcana might get more cards?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a new Nick and Judy card. 2 cards that, funnily enough, do synergize with the Chip and Dale stuff. So I was like, Nanashi, what would you do if I merged Zootopia with the Chip and Dale stuff?
I'd be okay with that if you can find a way to make it work.
I mean,
That
I should
sounds
be
like
able.
the fastest dirty joke that I've ever heard in my life.
I mean,
And
it
you will
is.
Stop it.
Yeah, please stop it. But also, I bring these up because the Chip and Dale stuff, they're primarily focused around an ability called support, where whenever a character with the ability quests, you just get to apply whatever their attack is to another character. And Nick and Judy here have effects that synergize stupidly well with that kind of ability. And you know what? But as for the second starter deck, fellas, we're gonna be pirating across the open sea because, we got
Jack Sparrow.
not
No.
Jack Sparrow, but definitely more Treasure Planet stuff. It is,
Nice. With Stitch.
yeah. I was gonna get into that because that's like the gift set, but it's like an. Can't remember if it's Amber Ruby. Yeah, if I recall, it's the second starter deck is an Amber Ruby deck, with a lot of support for the Treasure Planet theme, and you know, the pirate classification in general.
Cool. So one thing Yu-Gi-Oh
So-
never got was a genuine pirate archetype that wasn't freaking Plunder Patrol.
Wonder. There is a really funny pirate card that is seeing meta play as we speak, and it's from a set of cards in Lorcana where it's part of that category where it's like no one asked for it, but at the same time you're okay that it exists. Like, it makes you happy. So there was the subset of cards early where they took a lot of characters from Winnie the Pooh and turned them into pirates. One of the gang is fucking meta relevant in Amber decks because it's honestly broken. Piglet. No, not Wendy Rum, but she's kind of bad. But the card I'm talking about is Piglet Pooh Pirate Captain. It came out in set free. Well, you have 2 or more other characters in play. He's just able to quest for free, and he's a 2-drop. So.
Wow.
So imagine we get more pirate cards and, you know, more Sapphire support with the pirate theme, and you just have Piglet.
Piglet destroying the
So
meta.
basically, Piglet's just gonna go yo ho hoy.
Something like that.
Also, I do love his artwork. If I can get the image. There we are. Let me. God, can I like fucking exit out? That'd be nice. Yeah, sorry, my systems are hating on me. But basically, I love this dumbass's artwork, and the fact that he's meta relevant is funny as fuck. But speaking of pirate characters that no one asked for, but we're glad we're there. What Rom showed off was another product that I was going to get to later, but I might as well now. It's a Stitch-themed gift set. So, you know, you have all of your Stitch favorites, one of them being a new pirate card where they turn Stitch into a pirate. No one asked for Pirate Stitch, but we're kind of happy it happened.
One of those things you never knew you needed until it happened.
Yeah, literally.
It's Stitch. Why wouldn't you love him?
you love him except when he's in Japanese manga, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, let's
Um,
not.
You love him until he's committing tax fraud.
Yeah, Yoshi did that, and we still love him.
Yeah.
but-
He's still on the run.
Yeah. He stops by every now and
But-
again.
But those products aside, because I think that's all of the products we've got, aside from the main core line of Ezrite C. We got a new interesting format, which I'm honest. Well, actually, I'll go over the format last because we do have the small collab. Lorcana has partnered up with Ultra Pro finally, so we now so far they're working on sleeves, deck boxes, and whatnot with Ultra Pro. Definitely binders, because for the longest time, if you wanted to Lorcana accessories, you'd have to get them from an outside source, primarily Etsy. So this will come in handy.
Oh yeah.
And the binders do look cool.
Oh yeah, it looks like a vault.
Mm-hmm.
And now, brace yourselves, we got the new format, Pack Rush.
Pack rush?
What is Pack Rush is, well, a new way to play the game, basically. And is probably better than whatever the fuck Rush Duel was, not gonna lie.
Oi!
Listen, I'm sorry to strike a fence, but come on.
I second that, oi.
You can oi me all you want. I'm gonna read off the format rules. So, Pack Rush. To play, each player needs 2 unopened Lorcana booster packs. These can be from the same set or a mix. It's recommended you mix it up to spice up the experience. You determine the first player using any method convenient. Open your booster box, and every booster pack has 12 cards, so your decks will contain 24 cards. And then every booster pack of every set will have either some promotional card, kind of like what Yu-Gi-Oh's doing via Duel Links, or they'll have a puzzle piece card, which are pretty neat because if you collect all of them and put them together, they can go into your binder as a sort of decoration. Set 4, Ursula's Return, had that exact thing. It was 9 puzzle piece cards that you could slot into your binder for this cool sort of art page. I'm missing one piece, but I'm almost completed with it. But yeah, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the 2 puzzle piece cards from these 2 packs, and after making your deck shuffling, you're going to immediately put those puzzle piece cards onto the field, and they will be treated as ink in your inkwell. So you start off the game with 2 ink.
Dang.
So, and the starting hand is reduced from 7 to 5. You can still do the altar / mulligan. And then instead of 20 lore, both players have to reach 15. And instead of immediately decking out, you just shuffle everything in Discord back into your deck if you run out of cards.
Oh. That's an interesting way to handle it.
It sounds like an interesting thing to experiment with, but I don't know if there's a sort of pack simulator yet for Lorcana. Otherwise, that'd be really fun to try on TTS or Untap.
I actually like the idea of that you reshuffle back in your thing instead of just automatically losing.
Given how small the deck is in this particular context, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be 24 cards, and you're drawing 5 in your starting hand, 6 if you go second, so it's understandable.
All right, so was that all the Lorcana news?
Actually, there's two more things. One of which was a surprise that I came across recently. So, who here uses Duel Book?
Yo.
What's that?
I
So,
only used to make custom cards and that's it.
some mad lad on Duel Book is translating Lorcana cards into Duel Book.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's 20 pages worth of cards.
Wait, so they changed Lorcana cards into Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
They're I guess they're like, well, there's no other simulators, so we might as well adapt. Get creative. Let's head to dueling.
I summoned.
It's not every card yet because I know damn well there's more than 20 pages worth. But it's still funny to see.
It is.
You
Well,
play Blue White and your opponent plays like Mickey Mouse and you're like, what is this?
Wait, my Mickey Mouse deck beats Snake Eyes, but also we got 2 fun new cards that I meant to go over. One of them spawning a meme, I should say. There's a new Tinkerbell card. It's not in English, sorry. That was the only one I could find. But the effect, it's a shift card, and it's basically, if I recall, it has evasive reward, and it has the effect that whenever it quests, your other fairy characters get a lore counter. And here's the meme that has been trending, because the pose Tinkerbell has is literally Dark Magician Girl energy.
Yeah.
I believe I speak for all of us when I say fairies!
God damn it,
Hey,
Crocker,
wow,
you're giving me PTSD flashbacks.
She even has a staff.
Yeah, she has the Dark Magician Girl staff.
It's definitely on purpose because think about normally.
Did you send me this?
It's in the chat if you want to save it.
Yeah, it's in the podcast chat, man. All good.
But we also got a new Rafiki, who is very funny. This one actually in English. So the Rafiki cards are all amethyst. Most of them have the haste ability. Really, they synergize well with Dr. Facilier because if they die, they just get bounced back to hand via his effect. But this Rafiki is very funny because there's another card it can synergize well with strategy-wise. So, it quests for 4, has decent stats, and is a shift 7. Then during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may draw a card. And as Rom put, like, a bit too soon... you know what, it's fine. Grandma Tala, anyone remember old Manta lady from Moana?
Yeah.
So, she has the ability, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you gain 1 lore. So, all of the Grandma Tala cards are all about rampant ink, and there is a strat that uses Sapphire and Amethyst together for that for like one of them being that purpose of like rampant and whatnot. Those Sapphire Amethyst decks are known simply as Blurple, because why not? But basically, most of them, they'll focus around 2 things. 1, getting Grandma Tala out as soon as possible, and ramping ink for some funny bullshit. One I saw where they'd use cards to stack the top of their decks, and use a Bruno card that says, guess the top card of your deck, if you guess it correctly, you gain free lore.
So Oracle think tank bullshit.
Basically.
Yeah, basically. And Rafiki here's like, okay, well, let's take the Blurple strat, but combine it with Grandma Tala. So 2 things happen whenever you get ink into your inkwell. You'll get a lore and you'll get a free +1 draw. That's both of which are not hard once per turns.
In general.
Don't these people know the dangers of not putting once per turn on anything?
Yep.
Like, I feel like Firewall Dragon should pay a visit to Disney.
God. At this rate, it's like, that's how you know, like, TCGs are very built different with certain, like, conditions. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, whenever a card doesn't have a hard once per turn effect, it's just FTKs galore. But whenever Magic or Lorcana here, for instance, isn't once per turn, it's usually like very situational, needs some setup to a degree. Therefore, it's like pretty balanced. Because unless you shift these cards onto their other targets, you're gonna have to wait till the late game to see them.
I still stand by my statement, though.
No, it's not that I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, on a tier list of like broken with a non-hard once per turn effect, Lorcana's pretty much in the middle. I feel
I'm
like
scared to- I'm s-
I feel like the only card that like was broken because it wasn't a hard once per turn and had a bunch of other bullshit help in it was Bucky. But Bucky got sent to gay baby jail, so we've been saved.
No, but here's the thing I worry about. Grappa might pull Bucky out of lockup.
I mean, it's a
Do you
possibility.
fear?
No, I'll be right back.
We'll be right here.
I know there's another card people want errated so badly because it might be like meta relevant now. That's the Flaversham card I talked about, like the first ever segment I did of this. The card that's like when you play this or whenever you quest with it, you destroy an item to draw 2 cards. And people are like, okay, we're gonna combine him with yokai. Have fun.
Wait, what happens when you combine it with yokai? Do you just
Yokai says whenever this character quests, you may return one of your items and pay 2 less for them. So, if it's a one-drop item, you can replay it for free and apply its effect again.
so basically draw your deck?
Hmm.
If you can get it off. Yeah, a lot of the big Hero 6 cards are very funny, but I'll go over them in the official channel as not to run up the time some more. But yeah, that will be everything.
All right. Well, then next on the list would be the Digimon news, and since unfortunately Ori is out sick, that means that it lands on you, Ignister, to talk about it.
The first things first, we have news about BT20. Holy fuck, we're 20 sets in. So it's gonna be over X antibodies again, and so far from the announcement, well, first off we have a confirmation name over the X, something like that, and we already have confirmations about Alphamon Ryujinx, the Kuyamon X, and Justimon X, to my knowledge, and Digimon Liberators, the most recent parts released, like, what, last week? First, I'm going to look for a specific screenshot, because it is the screenshot of all time. Oh, and Episode 7, Part 1 is going to release next week. I cannot wait to see what it is. I am really keeping up with Liberators, and I cannot wait for what else it has in store. In terms of well, meta reports, Fenry Lugamon for some reason is top tier. For those of you who don't know who Fenry Lugamon is actually a Digimon recently added like last year for the Digimon Seekers novel. The novel isn't good, from what I've heard. But in terms of like the card game, there is like a Fenry Lugamon deck, and first it was a standalone, but then Bandai decided to throw in some post-month stuff, and by some stuff I mean one specific card, that being Kazuchimon. And now the deck revolves around Fenry Lugamon Takemi Kazuchi, which is the level 7 secret rare from BT17, and it just OTK straight out the ass. And also, like, in terms of like other reveals, we got some Christmas alt arts, Gatomon, Biomon, Palmon, and Gomamon, and also some Chinese reveals of all things for promos. And also from the most recent Liberators chapter, we got a new medieval Gallantmon, which is so much better than the old one. And Special Booster 2.0 is going to be releasing next month. BT19 released like last week. I don't know about 2.5. I think it might be like sometime in the beginning of next year. Due to like a unifying schedule, which will take place in April. And in terms of, and I think that might be it, unless I am forgetting something. No, I don't think I'm forgetting anything. There isn't any much reveals now that BT19 reveals are done.
All right, well, thanks for all the information. Looking forward to pretty much all of that, because it sounds like fun. Now, next on the list, then, would be Pokemon news, and since Yosh isn't here, does anybody have any Pokemon news? Because there's only really one Pokemon-related thing I can think of that's even worth bringing up.
What is it?
I don't.
The new mobile game.
Oh, they got a new mobile game?
Yeah, Pokemon TCG Pocket.
Oh, right! Oh, yeah, and technically Miraibo Go is kind of cool.
Yeah, I could talk about a bit about my experience since I play it already.
Oh, please do.
Yes, I know, haha. I moved extra to New Zealand for that. No, I didn't.
Ironically, I think the Miraidon Go probably have a less chance against you than Palworld.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, but
on the mobile.
Sorry, I was just going to say, that's right. Rom dropped a link in saying that apparently Pokemon Unite won't be in Belgium and Netherlands anymore.
oh yeah, they prefer money over their community.
Which is wild. You assume having a wider audience means they would have more money.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I was bringing up earlier. These corporations these days, they don't care about the money, I guess.
They don't care about customers. They do what they think is.
Listen, here's what you'd think large corporations should be doing. They should be trying to appeal to customers so they can get more people in, and therefore more profits, which equals more money. But that has not been the case, and it's making me itch at my brain because it's like, do you all hate free money?
It's like, no, they make a monopoly at one thing, and then put low effort in making more versions of that.
Because it's like what I was going on about earlier with like Nintendo. Like, you have so many properties you could bring back and remaster to like your modern consoles. You have an audience, people who'd pay a lot of money to play them again. And just like, nah, copyright strike. We hate emulators.
Let's make the 98th Mario game.
Penny saved is a penny they don't get.
Nintendo, when are we going to get a new Star Fox game? Never. You're just going to stick with Star Fox Zero with bad motion controls.
Yeah,
when are we gonna get a new Castlevania?
When Konami fucking pays us.
Yeah.
But until then, we have Bloodstained, which is a spiritual successor.
That's like good thing Konami is not like Nintendo, or else they'll be suing Bloodstained.
Come on, Lone. That's a joke. Yeah, good thing Konami's not like Nintendo. You say is they remaster old games just to spite the original creator who they fucked over.
Okay, so...
And also all the pachinko machines.
Okay, so Ziv, is there anything interesting about the Pocket Card game, actually, based on your experience?
Yeah, like there's not much to talk about yet, since it's really bare bone minimal thing you can do in yet during the soft launch. Like, you can open packs and do battles. That's it for the moment.
Wait, Miraibo Go?
Yeah, we were talking about that a moment ago.
Yeah, I'm like looking at the YouTube link and I'm like, oh god, Nintendo's gonna have another field day with this, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's like first Palworld, and then if Miraibo like gets popular by some degree.
The phone games, Nintendo have trouble getting a hold of.
But what, can I continue or?
Yeah, please continue.
Like, when I first heard about the game, I was not so happy about it since I thought, oh yeah, another cash grab for Pokemon Company. But no, it's really not since it's directly made from Pokemon Company. It's very free to play friendly. Like, I just play for 2 or 3 days now and already have almost 400 cards collected, and that's totally free. Like, you get a lot of hourglasses when you first play, and also every 12 hours you can open a free pack. And the decks you can make are also very fun. But I would say Pokemon Company has to work on the balance on the decks a bit. Science Misty decks and Mewtwo ramps are all over the place and are the strongest and really unbeatable. Like I had it yesterday where I faced a Misty deck and the dude got 8 cons on heads, which finished me off. Science, you don't have a chance against a Lapras EX with 8 materials on it. Like, it one-shots everything you out.
So it's another TCG unbalanced system issue at the moment, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
Where contain trainer cards or strategies break the entire game. Like the Mewtwo ramp works like that. You put Mewtwo, or you begin with Jinx in the main zone, and then try to put Ralts into the bench zone, and then within 2 to 3 turns you try to evolve Ralts into Gardevoir, which makes it that you can trigger Mewtwo X Ultimate over and over again. Since it would detach 2 materials from it, also 2 energies, but each turn you can attach energy, and the second energy comes from Gardevoir directly from the passive, so you can spam it over and over again without wait time. That's the so-called Mewtwo ramp. And I played it myself, and yeah, it's just absolutely broken that most of my opponents just quit before it resolves. And same is with Misty, like yeah, that are the 2 decks that are unbeatable during the soft launch, and Pokemon Company has to do something about it.
They really should.
Ask me. Yeah, but that's about my first experiences so far, and it already got leaked there that there will be ranked events and many more once during the global launch at end of October.
Gotcha.
And along the line of the game. So there's already a roadmap in secret for the game.
Okay, cool. Well, sounds interesting at least. Well, I guess we can go ahead and move to the next topic, which would be Cardfight Vanguard. And since Reborn and Ignista are here, you guys can go ahead and start talking.
Okay, so there's only like 2 things that really stick out, at least to me. First off, episode 12 of Divines will be premiering on YouTube in like 46 minutes.
So 2 things to look forward to.
Pretty much, especially with the Amazing Digital Circus premiering right now. The other thing, there are a bunch of reveals, but the one I want to focus on is the Destined King of Infinity, Lavidras Imperio. So it has a continuous effect. Well, first off, I'll try to translate this in Yu-Gi-Oh terms as best I can. This unit is also treated as Destined One of Infinity Lavidras, which Lavidras itself, well, you're pretty much gonna have to run.
Basically, because it counts as the original, it counts towards Persona Ride.
Yeah, if you write it on the if you write it over the original.
Basically, he's a mask with less stats.
Yes. So regular living dress has an effect where once per turn, counterblast 1, which is like quote unquote paying life points. I use that in air quotes because it's not really that, but it does revolve around the damage zone.
Oh, we lost someone. Yeah, it's Raven. He disappeared.
Oh, well.
He needed to head off. He's got something happening out of the blue, and he wishes us the best of the rest of the podcast. Thank you, man.
Okay. Anyways, so after you pay counterblast, you choose one of yours and one of your opponent's rearguard circles, and put an Infinity Eyes marker on each of them. Now, why would you give an Infinity Eyes marker to the opponent? Simple, to reduce their power and draw a card. So that's nifty. Which is actually the effect of Levy Dress itself. Which the Infinity Eyes when a unit on the Infinity Eyes marker attacks or boosts, you may have that unit either gain 10,000 power or lose 10,000 power. If you choose the latter, you remove the marker and draw a card. And just like all the other Destined one and Fated ones, he has a Divine skill. What's the Divine skill? Complete another garbage. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, Soul Blast 1, which think of it like detaching a material from an Xyz. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and one of your own. Put an Infinity Eyes marker on each. Then this unit gets plus 10,000, and an extra crit until the end of the turn.
Damn.
Yeah. Not the best Divine skill. At least in my opinion, and especially compared to some of the other ones.
In my head, there's only 3 divines. There's only 3 Fated ones that are actually worth it, and one of them is from Lyrical. Fucking Lyrical.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Anyways, back to the
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
The Lyrical one just says, I'm a restander and a permanent 18k for the rest of the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why are lollies doing dragon shit better than dragons? This is...
Here's the Levy Dress. Okay, Levy Dress is only for the turn. The lyrical Destined one is just permanent.
Yes. She is 18k for the rest of the game.
Anyways, back to the Destined King. During your turn, this unit gets plus 5k power for each of the original Levy Dress in your soul, and all of their divine skills. This does not counter the whole you only able to use one divine skill per game. And on Vanguard, once per turn, counterblast 1, or put a card from your hand into soul, choose 2 of any player's rear guards, and put an Infinity Eyes marker on each of them. If you put a grade 3 or greater Levy Dress for the cause, you choose 3 instead of 2. And keep in mind, it's not just your own circles, but also your opponent's. So you can choose 2 on yours, 1 on the opponent's, all 3 on yours, or all 3 on the opponent's. Pretty much any 3 circles is fair game, minus the Guardian and Vanguard circle.
This is why I like to call Levy Dress Masks Light. They do all the shit a mask that does better.
And it doesn't rely on an order.
Yeah, you don't use the order to do it. It does everything the math deck does better. Also, could we all agree Alden is the worst Fated one?
He's a Destined one, my guy.
No, could we all agree that Alden is the worst Destined one?
I think it might be.
Yeah,
even the lyrical one is better than him.
No, the lyrical one is literally one of the most broken things I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Alden
Emporio, which just gains 2 drive and an extra crit. We have fucking
Equilibra, which is pretending to learn from his overlord senpai.
We also have we have Leo Odium, which could just give you another turn. Cause why not?
No, but here's the thing. Leo, that extra turn don't matter if you retire their shit.
True.
Because remember, you can't call during that extra turn.
Nor ride. You just go straight to the battle phase.
She's a restander with extra steps.
Pretty much. Also, a side note, the song that I played during that first fight of Leo Odium is just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Amorta is the most interesting thing I've ever seen.
Like just 4 more copies of a PG.
Yeah. But Alden, there is too much counterplay with Alden. That's why Alden is so bad.
Even when he got the power of the Desert Ones, he is still garbage.
Because here's the problem with Alden. Alden says your entire front row can't be retired. Here's the thing. Blangdemeyer is just gonna laugh at you. Vermilion is going to laugh at you. Messiah is going to laugh at you.
Shiranui is gonna laugh at you.
Shiranui got hurt badly though.
Oh yeah, there was also a ban list for Japan, wasn't there? I almost forgot.
Yeah. Like a lot of decks are going to laugh at Alden's you can't retire my front row. I remember it. Seizui got limited to 1.
For which format? D?
D premium. Just to reduce the multi-attack of the deck. But it's still like there's too many things that laugh at Alden's can't be retired. Blangdemeyer will just say, "Oh, I bind." Vermilion says, "No, I actually looked this up. I can still attack those units." Vermilion will just bind them. Messiah will just say bind them. This is where Messiah's nerfing actually benefits them because Alden will just... They don't have any defense for that. There's too many decks that can counterplay it.
So you're saying he's as useful as a screen door in a submarine?
Pretty much.
Before we move on, there are 2 other things I want to bring up. First off is the reveal of Gabriel's dragon form. Gabriel's being a character from the Divine's anime, which takes the form of a plush. But we did get a look at what his true form looks like.
I still feel that shit should have been a Cray Elemental.
Yeah, probably should have been a Cray Elemental, considering, well, he's the one who gave the Fated Ones to their users.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Yeah, but no, let's just give it to Keter Sanctuary, because why not?
Also, we're gonna see the new, Fated King, Raziel.
Most likely, in like 34 minutes. Because, the duel of, the last episode is pretty much gonna end, pretty much like the first 5 minutes. Let's be real here. Also, like, I'm pretty much gonna be, expecting the outcomes and, well, plot. I won't say what the outcome will be, because that will be spoilers. For those who are not caught up. But just know that's pretty much seen from a mile away. And to wrap up Vanguard news, at least for me, it has to do with a specific Vanguard creator. That being a different fight. He is going to be commentating on the Grand Ultimate Vanguard Cup this December. Post a link. And then just edit that oh so slightly. There we go.
Okay.
Now, it seems like he's going to be commentating with someone else. Who will that be? No idea just yet. The announcement was made literally today in his own Discord server. And that's all the news I have.
Oh, I actually have some news for like the new Alden stuff that's gonna come out. And surprisingly, Youthberg is actually getting support.
Oh yeah, he is getting support.
Which is funny because I managed to get some Youthberg stuff. Major Battle Formation Belades. Belades says when you guard with him and you have Youth, he gets shield 5k. If you have 3 Rebel form, Energy Blast 3, he gets 15k. Shit, next. The more interesting thing is this cat girl that says Night of Breakthrough Rudowal. When you discard her during your ride phase or your main phase, you have a Youth. Energy Blast 3, call her. Multi-attack? Wait, can Youthberg multi-attack? Whoa.
The best it could do is with the Youthberg itself and all the rubber form shenanigans.
Yeah. When she's put onto the field, you pick a card with Youthberg in its name. From your drop or your damage, put it into your soul.
Wait, from damage?
Yep.
Huh. Okay, cool. Just heal 1 for no reason.
No, but it damage replaces. If you put it from damage replace.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Basically, if you have one of the pieces in your damage, it puts that piece into your soul and gives you a free counterblast. She is actually pretty legit. How much do you run of her? I don't know. I haven't played Keter since my first year of college. I haven't played anything United Sanctuary until my first year of college.
Yeah.
Also, I swear on my life, Chris Rain, just to protect men everywhere, I will go up against every lyrical player.
Okay, just beat up a fish woman and a cat girl. Got it.
Yes.
Wow, don't come crying to me. Alright, don't come crying to me when the fish lady hits you hard then.
Nah. Morning practice in the Karm Suisse Termana. If you have a rear guard, if you put on rear guard, and you have a grade 3 with Chris Ring, Soul Blast 2 cards with different names, you pick a grade 1 in your deck that's not a PG. If you don't have a rear guard with the same name, call it what the hell? And it gets 5k. I need to check if I have a chancla right about now. I need to go smack everyone in Bushi Road upside the head.
I got 2 on my feet right now.
Huh?
I got 2 on my feet right now.
No, let's go beat up. Like, what the hell is this? When she swings, you have a grade 3 or greater with Chris Rain, and your opponent...
Phoenix, I think it's best if we tone down the reviews just a bit. Because like there are a lot of Vanguard reviews right now, and we have like so few time.
All right.
Yeah, we are
I guess-
past the 90-minute mark, so we should probably pick up the pace a little.
Yeah. So a minute. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be cursing in my bathroom right now.
All right, well, while you're doing that, we'll go ahead and proceed with the show. Cool?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, next up on the list then would be the Weiss Schwarz topics, and there's not a lot to talk about, so this will only take a minute. First off, the Bushiroad Championship Series 2024 begins this upcoming weekend with its first event in Sacramento, California. And it looks like this time around the tournament series is going to be a best-of-1 Swiss tourney. It's not going to be a team event. It's going to be 1v1 the whole way with a top 8 cut, possibly top 16 depending on the turnout. And each one's going to be a 30 to 35-minute game per round. In addition to that, the new products that have officially been released as of this last month is the Oshino Ko set, as well as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean.
Finally, more JoJo stuff.
Mm-hmm. The only thing we
I am
don't...
still waiting. I am still waiting for more Gurren Lagann support.
You and me both, man. You and me both. So now that we got that out of the way, we can go right into the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff.
Okay, can I talk about something real quick?
What's up?
Is it new? Question. How familiar with all you are feeling with Gundam?
Gundam?
As in the
yeah.
series as a whole, as in the series as a whole, or the card game they just announced.
I am familiar with Gundam.
Yeah, I'll get to that because one, they finally released it.
Okay.
A new whole ass TCG that'll be both releasing simultaneously. So there's no buffer between each TCG and OCG.
Here's actually a funny thing.
Oh, Gundam card game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can't wait to summon.
I finally a
Vader.
new one.
I'm still very fond of the entire Build Fighters series.
Yeah, from what I heard, this game is gonna be similar. I must say, very similar to how Magic does stuff with how it is, like such as using a resource system.
Summon Gundam.
Yeah, and especially with how like colors work. And from what I heard, it's using older systems that previous Gundam card games are using, such as equipping pilots units.
It's like Mighty Strike Freedom Gundam. It's gonna be top tier.
Maybe, but there's like no rule. There's like no thing about it because again it just released, so there's no news about it. But apparently all pre-orders of the product sold out immediately before like announcement.
I mean, just the card work alone is perfect. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyways, we do actually have like rules for the game, at least to my knowledge.
We have rules. Like we have rules already. Rules, how the card looks, how the game works, all that jazz, on the official website and official YouTube. Now, the only thing this card game needs to do is make an online simulator. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's gonna have a set rotation like Pokemon.
I don't know. I don't
Well, I
know.
mean,
about
it's a game made by Bandai, so I doubt it's gonna have set rotation.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
like, no, there's no word about that, so we don't know. Right now, it's like nothing concrete about that. But going from Bandai's track record, let's assume there's no set rotation. Let's assume.
Oh, it's coming
So
out
yeah,
next week.
that's my spiel. Like as my name suggests, Tim Bruck, I am very bricked up about this.
I played Pokemon. I could play this.
Yeah. Well, that's my segment.
That's
I play
fine.
Yu-Gi-Mons.
All right, well, in that case, we'll go ahead and try to get back into the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff like I was trying to do a moment ago. First off, random topics. Somebody shared an article about how a mother gave her son who passed away from cancer in 2021 a Yu-Gi-Oh card tombstone.
Oh yeah, that one. I like that one.
I do too,
Yeah.
but there was one detail about it that sadly I don't think the mother realized what she did. The Tombstone card itself had 5,000 attack and 0 defense.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah,
I
just
get it.
a little punch in the gut there, you know. But let's go ahead and burn through these Master Duel topics real quick. First off, they have 2 ban lists, one that drops next week and one that dropped a couple of weeks ago. In the one that dropped on September 12th, they limited White Dragon Wyverbuster and unlimited Bestial Druis Worm and Saryuja Skulldread.
That's just a kick in the nuts.
Yup, and the ban list that they dropped for next week is even worse.
I'm confused.
You should be.
Why was Skulldread hit?
It's I don't know. Maybe it was making the game too fast, but it's unhit now. Now, the ban list that drops next week, they are going to be banning Jaugen the Spiritualist, Nightmare Corruptor Ibli, the Tearfield spell Pearl Arena.
A little late for the field spell ban.
A little bit.
A little late. Very late.
Are they banning all the tuners?
But what they are limiting is Fossil Dinopacacephalo and Snake Eye Poplar.
But Raven has something to say about Snake Eyes.
I'm sure he would if he was here.
He loves Snake Eyes. He means it.
Oh, yeah. He'll also be...
Name of the title of this part.
But the hits will just scratching the deck, but nothing more. It will still dominate. Of course, they can't really hit it yet when still Steensmith and Asamina have to come to Master Duel. So yay, another 8 to 9 months of Snake's domination.
Yeah.
How's Mama? Who fucking cares anymore?
And Tempai comes out this month. And there's one finally happening this Sunday, and I might be afraid that it's Steensmith. Somehow the last thumbnail from Decade was already hinting to it behind the Tempai Dragon.
Well,
Anyone here?
oh, what was that now? You cut out on my end.
I hate Shitcord. I hate it.
We all do. But seriously, what did you say?
Oh, look at this dragon thingy.
I said that the last leak for Decade could be really Steensmith. But I doubt that Konami will put both Tempai and Steensmith in the same booster pack.
We'll see. But getting back to the list, they also semi-limited Dark Beckoning Beast, Fire King High Avatar Kirin, Phantom of Yubel, Gold Sark, and Opening of the Spirit Gates.
Oh yeah, the Fire Kings are back.
Honestly, they just should have banned Spirit Gates instead of semi-limiting all along the line, which will do nothing. And Phantom had to go to one directly.
What does Spirit Gate do?
It resets Nightmare Pain and sells it indirectly. That's the problem.
I think the main issue with this Master Duel ban list is like, well, sorry, Sanctifier is an ultra rare, and we're not gonna hit it.
Yeah.
And there will be people that will defend this decision, and because yet the problems, the lockers, guys, ignoring the fact that said lockers are self floodgates,
And
which
even
wasn't
better, cards being ultra rare and have an animation are basically untouchable, except a few exceptions to the rule. But yeah, why do you think they gave Crimson Dragon a animation now, so they can just say, oh sorry guys, it has an animation so we can ban it, sorry, but we ban all 20 cards around it, so it can't be a boost anymore. That's Konami's logic in Master Duel.
Because Konami is still Konami.
All right, well, continuing back down the list again, they have unlimited Water Enchantress, Thunder Dragon Colossus, Change of Heart, Chaos Space, and Eradicator Epidemic Virus.
Wow,
And
how smelly.
the adventure engine is full free in Master Duel.
Yup.
And in OCG, the Griffin is still banned, which is funny.
Let's see. They also announced a new tryout duel where you can play with the 6 champion decks that were used by the world champion
That was
team.
already happening.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
saying.
that
It
already-
came and went.
I ended up going 3-0 with the Snake Eye deck.
Yeah, they had Snake Eye Fire King, Vanquished Soul, Tear Lament, Salamangreat, Yubel, and Pearly.
I had fun with the Tier Lament pile from Jessica Cotton.
Nice. Let's see. There was also the September 2024 Duelist Cup, which was a bit of a joke, especially when you looked at their prize pool, and one of the highest rated your ultra rare prize cards was a Mystic Potato.
Oh my god.
I wanted
Well,
the
how
Mystic Potato.
How is
But didn't get
Konami
it.
so shit at pricing for the card games that people actually want to play?
Blame the
Like
creator of the
Mystic
card
Potato
game.
was the only ultra rare you wanted from this packs. Everything else was shit.
Blame the creator of the game, man. He wanted to make sure that everybody who played the game for the sake of the game, not because of massive super prizes, which I respect.
Everybody knows that quote is bullshit.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, man.
Especially since he's gone now for over a year now. So
We can
Let's
make
be
shit up
honest.
about him, and he won't defend
Every-
himself because he's dead.
every normal company would have moved on if the chef died. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they respect the guy, and I respect them for doing that much. Let's see.
Yeah, true.
The next item is the new Duel Pass that's officially started, where the main prize at level 75 is a Ryko Lightsworn Hunter mate, which is kind of adorable. They introduced
That's neat.
They introduced a new solo mode for Ally of Justice, which has a Gen X controller mate prize.
Didn't they already do the Ally of Justice one? I think you meant Gen X.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Gen X. This one specifically appears to be Ally of Justice, or it might be a crossover one. I'm not sure. I haven't touched Master Duel in forever.
Me either.
Let's see. Secret Pack Adventure of Mystical Etchings is coming, which runic and generator stuff.
New runic stuff?
I guess it's the new runic cards that they announced not too long ago for the TCG, maybe?
Oh.
And there's also Secret Pack Replete with Joy, which has Manadium support.
Oh, nice.
Then there's Selection Pack Aim for the Stars, which is a pack for branded, bestial, and miscellaneous boss pieces.
Oh god, Sanctifier's never going to get hit.
And Selection Pack Advance of Great Forces, which has Aroma, Gen X Ally, Ancient Gear, and Ragnarika cards.
I like how the only Gen X ally card that might see some play in Gen X decks is Axel. Because, you know, most of the other Gen X ally cards come from outdated playstyles. I know. I'm working on getting replays for a 19-minute 101.
Yeah, I understand that completely. So, getting into the actual card game, though, the big thing to talk about right now is the OCG's ban list, which dropped 3 days ago. First off, they banned Beatrice.
Whoa!
Now only Master Duel left for it.
Yup. They also limited a lot of cards. Zodiac Trident, Masterpiece, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, Snatch Steel, the Dark Diabel Star, Snake Eye Poplar, Tenpai Dragon Chundra, Phantom of Yubel, Fiendsmith Engraver, Fiendsmith's Tract, and Bonfire.
Yeah,
Honestly,
they turned
I'm actually-
Snakes, Jubel, and Fiendsmith into meme tier now. They are down.
Oh, the masterpiece,
Those cards ban or
the
limited?
masterpiece limit is giving me severe PTSD. Oh dear lord.
I feel this, yeah. That's
Honestly,
Me too.
I'm surprised that Dragoon wasn't released from the Forbidden section earlier, considering that, in hindsight, Dragoon is pretty shit. Mainly due to its summoning condition.
Well, nowadays, back
Yeah.
then, before Yu-Gi-Oh started speeding up, it was one of the best cards.
It came out in 2019.
Yeah, that's when the last time.
Okay, so here's where things get interesting. I want you to pay attention to this. The semi-limit list has a lot of people's attention. They have semi-limited Eva, Speedroid Teratop, Pankratops, MX Saber Invoker, Luster Pendulum, Gold Sark, Fusion Destiny, Branded Opening, Nightmare Throne, Gozen Match, and Max C.
You fucking what? Oh yeah, they're finally beginning to hit Max C.
I guess all the Molcharmy cards and Max C together in one deck is just too much.
Maybe,
Like-
but like that again, the
People
OCG
have
did this
decked them
before.
Often, let's limit the amount of cards that get decked.
There is a counter to Max C though.
Obviously.
Yeah,
Roll a Mockingbird.
Ah, I thought you mean keep on summoning so they have 0 cards in their deck. I
Then
see
again,
those.
people speculate this might be a temporary thing because like the OCG has semi-limited Max C before bringing it back to 3.
Entirely possible, but then again, if they exist in a format where Max C and both Molcharmy cards exist, that means that the Max C challenge is now on overdrive and could kill in as little as 20 summons.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Let's see. And they also unlimited Blaster, Redox, Tempest, and Tidal, Plush Fire with its errata, Spiral Quick Fix again, Zeus, Kirin, Raigeki, My Friend Pearly, and Lightning Storm.
Long time coming on all of those, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's one of those where, oh yeah, they're not that powerful enough to be anywhere on the list anymore.
Not anymore. Let's see. New products that are officially out are the 25th anniversary tins, Dueling Heroes, and Dueling Mirrors. Now, the Dueling Mirrors tin was kind of cool because it also introduced 3 new cards, which was Theta, the Primal Being, Heavy Poly, and Mind Castlin These Nuts.
And alright. The cards.
Got 'em.
Oh, god damn it, Nanashi.
You're welcome.
I see what you did there.
I should hope so. I was pretty prominent.
Oh yeah.
3 more years of 25th anniversary stuff. 3 more years. Oh my god, how many 25-year anniversary shit they have released this year alone? My god.
Or I probably would just ask for could we make a tin with Raging Phoenix as a reprint so I can finally finish my salad deck?
Maybe. Maybe. Now, as far as
Now
products,
I'm curious how much Raging Phoenix is on TCG Player.
look it up.
25 to 28.
Okay, that's actually not terrible. I've heard worse. So next on the list is the upcoming Rage of the Abyss pack, which drops next week. We finally got the full release of the second wave of Mimighoul support, and I'm not gonna lie, goddamn, that stuff is good.
My god, they finally broke
Sucks
the
to go
curse
against
of bad
Duel.
second waves for TCG.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to be an Xyz deck, but it makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
everything is level 1, and I just realized something. Mimighoul can one-shot you because of the they just need 1 equipped spell and 2 of the and both their Xyz out and you're dead.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Also,
Also,
prepare
this
for
Mimighoul
EDO
works
Pro
well
to
with
be
Earn Cells.
insufferable.
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Connor?
Prepare for EDO Pro to be insufferable, as every single motherfucker will use the support.
Obviously.
For the next 5 or so weeks.
Probably.
No.
Now, what
No,
were you
but-
saying, Tim?
That Mimighoul works well with Burn Yourselves.
Huh.
It's the Earth attribute.
Yeah, I could see
And then
that.
they use Goddess as a negate.
Also, here's something funny. You start to see a bunch of Mimighoul and Snake Eyes players. Someone put something funny in my head.
What's that?
Power Filter and or Slifer the Sky Dragon.
Ow! I don't even want to think about that. Let's see. They had a slew of imports and TCG exclusive cards, but the only ones that were really of note was the imports for Rescue Hedgehog, which I'm surprised we didn't get sooner, and Fire King Courtier Ulcanix, which I'm excited for.
Finally, that card's coming here.
Yeah, tell me about it. Fire King might actually be
Didn't
able to stand on its own
get
two
Hedgehog
legs.
at all.
Actually, the only thing I'm really getting I'm getting the shark stuff and one Jack card that they put in Rage of the Abyss.
Oh yeah, the
Honestly, I'm looking more so forward to the Battle Wasp stuff.
oh yeah, you mentioned
I'm
you were
looking forward
interested
to
in that.
fucking Mermail and Atlantean support. My god, finally for that shit.
I love how diverse everybody is with their card interests. Like every set that has every archetype in this set has somebody that's interested in it. I love when that happens.
I don't know how well founded the
card
fears
design.
of Snake Eyes returning to Tier 0 with the new Azamina cards.
I mentioned
Like-
that in the ban list video I made last month. It's a concern, but I don't know how much of one it's going to be.
Honestly, if you can stop Murcielago, you've basically stopped Snake Eyes from going back to full combo.
Fair
like,
enough.
Millennium Eyes
right.
restrict shits on Murcielago.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, Nanashi,
Yo,
do you have your copies of Slifer and/or Power Filter?
I have them sitting around, yeah.
I'm telling you, keep them ready.
Oh, I'll be ready to make profit off of that. And as far as the new TCG exclusives that are kind of cool to mention, aside from the Mimigools, there's also QQ Enneagon, I think its name is, which is basically just rank 9 support, so Generator's got a buff. And the new Indestructible Insects, which is 1 main deck monster, 1 fusion, and a continuous spell that's kind of cool. It looks like something that might be fun to fuck around with.
It's like a
Honestly,
zombie one where
as
it's
the
all their
insect
monsters
guy-
are insect.
Honestly,
So like,
as
we're
the
polywork.
honestly, as the insect guy in this podcast and his current deck he's using in the TCG and in real life card game, an insect pile deck, I can tell you for a fact, the indestructible insects are kind of stinky.
I figured as much, but they looked at
Because-
least fun to mess with.
Yeah,
I don't know. I hear
the
sorry.
I mean, the continuous spell is pretty good, but the level, I heard that I heard the level 5 indestructible insect act be heard as a potential starter for B Trooper, and no, I mean, yeah, it could theoretically help with a pure deck, but one of the biggest problems with the B Trooper decks is that they're locked into insects, and insects don't particularly have a strong end board.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
But the fusion is just a worse SP Little Knight.
Kinda, yeah.
From what I heard,
But
you use the fusion to proc the new the level 12, the new level 12 Beaver Trooper monster that activates when banished.
That's true.
And fair enough, a continuous spell is pretty good.
It can be in the right context. Let's see. Next up is the Supreme Darkness pack, which is dropping in Japan on January 24th of next year. And they've announced a lot of stuff for it. First off being the new Argo Stars Trap Monster archetype of 1 monster, 1 field spell, and 3 continuous trap monsters.
It's alright.
Oh, will you be getting the new Speedway shit that's in there?
I was going to mention that. No. The stuff doesn't help my deck. It's pendulum-based.
The new Clear Wing?
He's okay, but he doesn't really do anything I need.
Ah.
Now, let's see. There's also the new Paladins of Bond and Unity, which is just yet another 25th anniversary themed synchro based on 12-star spellcaster nonsense.
Look, I know what Konami are trying to go for. 25th anniversary, make as many cards with the 25 card thing flair I get what they're doing. It's not working at all.
Nope.
Dude, like I said, how much more are we gonna get more 25th anniversary shit? Like, goddamn.
Also, the 25th anniversary is going on for 2 years now.
Yeah, straight up feels like it.
You wanna bet by the time they're done with this whole 25th anniversary tomfoolery, we're going to be at the 30th anniversary?
Oh, most likely. Most likely.
Most likely.
So, let's see. Next up is the Tempura of Chance EBI card, which I guess is technically supposed to be normalcy support, but it looks like it belongs in a sous ship deck, and it doesn't.
Not really.
Well,
no.
No, but it does share its lore.
Yeah.
And I know it shares its lore because, well, the styling of its lore is similar to the styling of Shuri's lore.
I would eat that thing.
Sorry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then there's the new Speedroid support, which has 2 pendulums, 2 synchros, and a trap. It doesn't really help the mix I'm making, so I'm not really that interested in it.
Please give us a level 7 synchro. Give them a archetypal level 7 synchro. Why don't they? They need one.
Well, their archetypal synchro is Clearwing.
Yeah, if I don't like, I'm trying to make a build well the Clearwing.
And yes, I hope we get some interesting reveals next week. Thank you, Rom. Let's see. Then there's the Crystron support, which is 2 main deck monsters, a synchro, a spell, and a trap. It actually lets them do things, finally.
Finally! Oh god, we can finally do shit on turn 1.
Uh-huh. Let's see. They also...
The new trap card for it, like, oh my god, recycle shit.
Mm-hmm. That's something you definitely need.
Oh, okay. What else are we talking about?
We're talking about the new Crystron support.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Then after that is the new Fiendsmith support that they announced, which is just 1 fusion and 1 trap, and I'm sorry, they really don't do much.
1 fusion,
Yeah.
1 trap? Oh,
To be fair, after the amazing stuff Fiendsmith has, anything might seem like an impressive downgrade in comparison.
You know what? I'll have to give that one to you.
Then again, we have Lacrima banned, so it makes it harder to use this shit.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. They announced the official TCG release of the structure deck Blue Eyes White Destiny will be February 7th of next year.
We're getting so close to a Blue Eyes structure deck being called Blue Eyes White Power.
Well, as long as they don't call the Red Eyes equivalent Red Eyes Black Destiny, I don't think we're gonna have any reason to complain.
Fair enough.
This is what, isn't it? My god, it looks good.
Oh, yeah, and the reprints are insane. Effect Veiler, Ash Blossom, Nibiru, Imperm. Like, Imperm's gonna be dirt cheap now.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like,
but
you know, it's like a quarter.
Here's the thing I have with the Blue Eyes get a straight up Kali Yuga, and I'm like,
yeah, but the good news is its effect activates rather than just automatically applying like Kali Yuga does, so it's at least counterable.
It's not lingering, so yeah, that lingering effect.
I would buy the structure alone for all the hand traps in it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it comes with 3 Sage, so the only thing you actually need to buy for the deck is Ultimate Alternative, which I have my playset of already.
Nice.
And Ultimate Fusion. So all I just need to do is literally buy 3 of the structure deck, and I could play it right then and there. Because it comes with with Jet and Alternative.
Honestly, they really took this deck out.
Konami really wants that. What was it? What world did Blue Eyes win again? They really want to remake that with this structure deck.
They must have. Let's see.
I mean,
oh, and Rom pointed out that a limited number of decks will include 1 of 3 special quarter-century secret rare cards, so every deck's going to have something cool in it, theoretically.
Also,
and all the structure decks with the quarter-century secrets rare will be sold in America or somewhere, but not in Europe.
That's a shame.
You can bet on that.
no, real talk, just to get this out of the way, please don't use Neo Ultimate. Use Ultimate Alternative.
Fair
I was
enough.
gonna
We'll keep
say-
that in mind.
I'm more of a Tyrant man myself.
Nothing wrong with that. I faced a Blue Eyes player recently while testing spirits. He used pretty much all of it, and it worked well.
Yeah, the thing with Tyrant is meant for the start of the game.
Yeah.
Neo Ultimate is meant for the end of the Ultimate Alternative is meant for the end of the game, and or making Sky Strikers shit themselves.
Fair enough. Let's see. Next up is the Quarter Century Trinity box over in the OCG, which will be dropping on December 24th, and has guaranteed new Dragon Maid, Orchist, and Punk support.
That's like interesting.
Mm-hmm.
From the leaks, I don't know. I'm like holding salt on that because again, I can't actually confirm if those leaks are real. So like a grain of salt for those.
What can you give Dragon Maids?
Another fusion.
New
More
fusions. Maybe a dark counterpart to Chamber.
I wish Chamber was a fusion. It feels so out of place in the deck.
It kind of does, yeah. But who knows?
Yeah, wait, I don't think Chamber has a dragon form.
That's what I was saying,
It
yeah.
does not. So most likely this could be a fusion.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's go Rambek.
Let's see. They also announced the next booster pack. Hang on. Oh, yeah. The set's getting ready to probably going to be revealed next week, if not the week after. Thank you, Rom. Let's see. The next booster pack's name has been announced. It's going to be dropping on January 25th of next year, and it's called Alliance Insight.
Deadass, I think this is going to be at...
You good there?
Yeah.
You cut off.
No, it's going to be... It's the very high chance this is going to be at Ignister set.
Could be.
That or Pendulum, because it could do with Alliance, you know?
Yeah, actually, that's a possibility, too. And the last thing on my
Maybe
list...
Shadol.
And the last thing on my list is the Terminal World 2 reveals, where they gave us support for both Jirak and Fabled. And the support is insane.
Both of them are, yeah. They both are good supports.
The Fabled support gives them more consistency, more extra deck options, and a boss monster that can steal an entire board.
Yeah, non-targeting.
That sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh! These days.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It gets better. The Jirak support is just Meteor Turbo. They've got a Synchro that plays Meteor that also negates cards. They got a field spell that plays Meteor, just like how Nibiru works. They've got a new main decker that just gets out the material to summon Meteor or Astero.
Why do they make Omni Negate so common?
Well, it's not an Omni Negate. It only negates summons.
It's a board
It's a
wipe.
negate in general, and it's on, and they've been placing them on cards like candy.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, they just think it's necessary nowadays, I guess. I don't know.
It's like a negate for a negate card. I was like, I remember negate cards used to be very rare, and now it's like in every other monster with 3,000 attack.
I guess they just think everything needs it.
Now it's time to speculate what the other two archetypes will be supported. Most likely the second story of Terminal World. Hopefully the ports can support.
No.
Honestly, I hope it is the second Duel Terminal storyline that gets at least one support for one of their archetypes, because that's actually the best of the three Duel Terminal storylines, and it barely gets any love.
Yeah,
Real
barely.
talk?
3 ports, please.
Real talk, I'll just give me Flumvel.
That'd be nice. But again, it's a fire archetype, and Jabrox are fire, so sadly that's out the running, most likely.
Right. Also, right now, the other two archetypes that are going to be getting support are kind of up in the air, but a lot of people theorize one of them is going to be Necroz.
Please,
Yeah.
no.
No. Please, no, please.
Look, I know they're not meta anymore, but people still have trauma over fucking Spiral being tier 0.
Is it any more annoying than Dogmatica at this point?
Well, I mean, at least Dogmatica wasn't tier 0.
True.
But Dogmatica got enough at this point.
True. And that's pretty much all the stuff I had on the list, which means that we are officially in the tail end of the podcast.
I do want to talk about some Rush Duel cards. Well, two in particular that I am very much excited for.
Sure, go ahead.
And I have some minor things.
Cool.
Okay, so first of which being, well, they're both from the same series, the Dark Matter series. The series that I brought up, like in the pre-show. They got two new fusions, which can both be summoned by Contact Fusion, which is very neat. That means I don't have to make any changes to my main deck. So, going by order of appearance in the anime, Dark Matter Galaxy Dragon, which requires Emperor Dragon and Contact Dark Matter Wyvern. Emperor Dragon being another fusion monster, which can be summoned by Contact Fusion. That one requires Dark Matter Dragon and Wyvern. It has no requirement. Its continuous effect, it gains 1,000 attack per monster your opponent controls. And if you control a face-down monster, this attack position card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. And it's a level 9 fusion with 3,500 attack and 3,000 defense. So, at most, you're staring down a 6k beater, which cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Combine that with the trap card Sunset Rebirth, which can protect your face-down monsters from your opponent's card effects, and it's gonna be a bitch to take down.
I'm sure it will.
I feel like a refusion should at least do, this is like the bare minimum. If you're going to refuse a card, this is the bare minimum it should do.
And now, the other fusion monster the series has received, Dark Matter Transcend Dragon. It requires Dragon, Wyvern, and a Vanilla, which I am running a total of 1 in my deck. Well, 3 technically, but details. Like I said, you could also Contact Fusion this card. During the main phase, this card is special summoned. Send the top 3 cards of each player's deck to the grave. For the rest of this turn, this card can attack monsters thrice, and it pierces. Then, you can choose up to 3 level 5 or higher monsters in your graveyard, special summon them to your opponent's field in face-down defense.
Okay then.
So, Harpies, you better not have your level 5 maximum pieces in your grave. Otherwise, I will grab them, put them face down, and stab you with them.
Okay, so something interesting just happened. I got a message
What?
about an hour ago from Twitch from a private user who, and this is the first time for our show, who said they love the show, they love the effort, and they wanted to know our schedule so that they can watch us, and they gave us a follow. That is the first time that's happened since we started the show 4 years ago.
First Friday of each month.
5
with
p.m.
some
Eastern.
exceptions.
Unless we have to reschedule due to the host's real life
Events.
situations.
Yeah, usually holidays and such will delay it the most, but if we can, we'll just push it back an extra week. But yeah, so that's pretty much all the topics I have on hand, so I'm about ready to call it a night unless we got anything else we want to talk about real quick.
Nope.
I got nothing.
Nope.
Well, alrighty then.
Oh, here's actually something.
What's up?
They actually, Toei wants to start selling the jackets for champion mode.
I
From
don't know
Boom
what you're
Boom.
talking about.
Boo Boonjer.
Oh, is that something that comes up in an episode I haven't seen yet?
Oh yeah,
not yet.
It's for the champion mode.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
As of right now, it's just reveals. It hasn't happened in the show proper yet.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, that means I've been spoiled to it.
I'm sorry.
But it's not a big deal. I'm sure I'll still enjoy it regardless.
Oh yeah, and I also had something minor to say, but
Sure, go ahead.
remember Studio Trigger, and you said you want me to keep an eye on the IPs as much as I can?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, Gurren Lagann so far the most reliable one. I checked. They canceled the gacha game that Gurren Lagann was in, and they're focusing on the other one.
Ah.
And so far, the other gacha game, which was featuring the Gaigar, has been adding every single mech from the 90s, except Gurren Lagann so far. They're still adding waves.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my news on the Studio Trigger IP.
Gotcha. Well,
They're adding mechs that probably only I would know.
fair enough. Okay, well, it sounds to me like we have basically reached the end of the show, so I'm good to call it here if you guys are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right then. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to the show. This has been a fantastic and surprisingly clean show. We usually record on the first Friday of every month at 5 p.m. Eastern, schedule permitting. So that means that the next show, as far as I'm aware, should be on November 1st.
The show was cleaner because Raven left early.
In the meantime, though, thank you again for tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.